Ladies and gentlemen, in conjunction with Leighton Stadium's promotions, Bill Mordy's Classic Promotions present their initial Queensland venture featuring an international super bantamweight contest scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds between, from the red corner, scaling 8 stone 7 3/4 pounds, wearing red trunks with white band and pipings, from Liverpool, England, leading contender for the British bantamweight crown, impeccable illustration of gladiatorial heroism, John Farrell. And here's a moment, occupying the blue corner, scaling 8 stone 8 1/2 pounds, wearing white trunks with red band and pipings, from Marrickville, classic fistic adaptation of Rambo, International Boxing Federation bantamweight champion of the world, Jeff Fenech. Proud beneficiary of God Legacy is non-scoring referee, former welterweight champion of Australia, Alan Moore. Ringside judges, his brother, also former holder of the Australian welterweight diadem, Paul Moore, Eddie Francis, Cyril Cairns.
Well, there he is. He's plenty busy too already, Johnny Farrell, as he shadow boxes around there, warming himself up for the fight of his life. A chance to lay down a crack at the title held by Jeff Fenech. Referee Alan Moore gives instructions.
Don't hold. Protect yourselves at all times. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Right, away you go.
Well, they're short and sweet, Barry Michael. Usually that short?
Well, actually, no, they're not Mike, but they're both professionals. They both know what it's all about. So why slow up the proceedings? Let them get into it.
And out they come for round one to do just that.
This fight, very important for both. Fenech must win here tonight to keep up his record. 8 wins, all by knockout. John Farrell, he must win to get a shot at Fenech's title. And if he happens to beat Jeff Fenech tonight, and I don't think Fenech could deny him a crack at the title some way down the track. Well, Jeff Fenech won the title off a southpaw in Satoshi Shingaki at the Horden Pavilion, and he faces another southpaw tonight in John Farrell.
Against Shingaki, Alan, the southpaw stance didn't seem to bother Jeff one little bit. I was actually, it was the first time I'd seen Jeff in action since his amateur days, and I was very, very impressed with his power and his precision. He really chopped the Japanese up.
Well, both of these boys having had impressive amateur records. Jeff Fenech, the unlucky character at the Olympics. Johnny Farrell having boxed for England, and when you box for England, you are top draw.
Well, it's obvious, Mike, that he knows his way around the ring. He's fought in quite a few different countries as an amateur, and no doubt that experience, we'll see that experience as the bout progresses.
And as I said, very proud of the fact, with all his experience overseas, he's never been beaten when fighting out of Britain. So he's certainly not going to be overawed by the huge crowd here supporting Jeff Fenech.
It's a pretty amazing record, really, Mike. But I think he's already starting to feel the strength of Jeff. You know, Jeff's enormously strong for a bantamweight. This guy actually reminds me a little bit of the Scottish lightweight champion I fought, who was a southpaw a few years ago, Dave McCabe. I think this guy's never been knocked off his feet, or I think knocked down, but I think he might have the job in front of him against such a powerful opponent as Jeff tonight.
Well, they're in round one. Both boys clinching.
Righto, stop.
Stop, says Alan Moore. Break. They do so. Left hand from Fenech. Farrell having a good look at the IBF World Bantamweight champion. Fenech tries to go after Farrell, but Farrell quickly under the swinging punches of Jeff Fenech. Oh, Fenech got him on the break.
Good punches by Fenech there.
The right hand over the top from Farrell went over the head of Jeff Fenech. 30 seconds to go in the first round.
Sitting here at ringside, I can feel the difference in strength between these two guys. Jeff is so much stronger than John Farrell. I think Farrell's actually very surprised at how strong his world champion opponent is.
14 seconds to go in the round. Jeff Fenech jabbing out the left hand. Farrell, the southpaw, on the back move. They both had a good look at each other in round one, with the seconds ticking away. Bit of dodging and weaving. A bit of slapping.
Let him go.
Let him go, says Alan Moore. We'll let them...
Barry Michael, because he did throw certainly the more effective blows. And you noticed with your professional and keen eye that John Farrell didn't like them one bit.
I think Farrell was surprised at how strong and how hard Jeff Fenech punched.
Well, we'll see what happens in round two. What would be the plan for John Farrell, Barry being the southpaw?
Well, I would think that against an opponent like Jeff Fenech, he'd try to use that right jab and get on his bike a little bit and keep him away. But it's easier said than done when you've got somebody that's, you know, Jeff's a good boxer and a good fighter as well. He works his way in with the left jab, and then once he gets in close, it's hard to keep him out, believe me.
And on the break, Fenech scored with a couple of scoring punches. Farrell's had a chance. He's had 3 minutes of the first round and a few seconds in round two to have a look at Jeff Fenech. Fenech doesn't care for this business in close. He wants to push Farrell out of the way and get into him.
Farrell's not interested in that in close stuff. He's finding Jeff far too strong in there. He should be trying to slot that jab in that left hand, but at the moment he doesn't seem to be too effective with it. Jeff seems to be picking his right jab off quite easily and landing with his own left jab, which is I've always found very difficult to do against the southpaw.
Well, we wonder about the punching power of John Farrell. He's had 12 fights. He's won 10, drawn 1 and only lost 1. It was against the lightweight where he gave away so much weight. But he's only had 5 knockout wins, which might tell us he just might not be that strong a puncher.
Well, I think his eyeballs there, Barry, were rattling in their sockets as those body punches came home from Jeff Fenech.
Oh, good punch from Fenech. He caught him with a right clip.
Mike, you noticed the same thing as me. He definitely didn't like those that series of hard body punches from Jeff.
Keep punching.
As I said, Jeff very strong in there, a good body puncher and a good head puncher.
Referee Alan Moore gets them the break. Fenech had Farrell over towards the neutral corner. Fenech strong, jabs the left hand. Oh, it knocked Farrell's head nearly off his shoulders, and it didn't look to be all that strong, but Farrell felt it.
He times that left jab beautifully, Jeff. It's one thing I've noticed that he's developed since his amateur days. He's got a left jab. It's like a right cross. It's really got some kick in it.
Oh, punching by Fenech. Oh, Farrell's holding on in round two. Fenech let the combinations go, and he clipped the Englishman. He's clipped him again. Farrell shaking the head. He's trying to get a little bit of clear vision.
Pretty game stuff, but believe me, he was hurt badly. Beautiful lefts and rights from Jeff Fenech there. John Farrell in against an opponent who I think is by far the hardest puncher he would have encountered in his long career.
Still shaking his head, John Farrell.
I think he might be shaking his head because he can't believe how tough it is.
Fenech staggered Farrell. He's gone after Farrell now, Jeff Fenech. Farrell holds on. Referee Alan Moore allows them to punch up. Farrell on the back move. Fenech going after him. The dying seconds of round two, and it's been all Jeff Fenech in this round. Farrell's been hurt. And that's round two.
You say, Barry Michael, he's obviously never run up against a bantamweight that can punch like Jeff Fenech, and he gave him heaps in round two, and I haven't seen Fenech begin a fight as quickly as this, not in his fight against Shingaki when he won the title, or his first bout afterwards against Matty Enzi. He hasn't begun as quickly as this.
No, he's looking very well at the moment, Mike. He's putting his punches together well. Farrell just doesn't seem to be able to command enough respect with his punching power to keep Jeff at bay.
We're in round three. After Farrell copped plenty for his corner in the second round, Fenech was well on target. He's got after Farrell again. Farrell's come back. He tried to clip Fenech. Fenech's going to punch up. He doesn't care too much for this clinching business. Farrell wants to clinch. Fenech doesn't. And on the break, he lets a flurry of blows go.
Well, he's definitely feeling those body punches from Jeff, as well as those head punches, but those body punches in there, you can see Farrell doesn't want to borrow that close in work. He's trying to keep away, he's trying to get on his bike, but Jeff on top of him like a tax collector.
Well, Farrell, when he gets in close, is prepared to clinch. Fenech, he doesn't care too much for the clinching. He wants to get on with it. Farrell's dropped his hands back towards entering. I don't think he knows what to do, John Farrell. He's absolutely bamboozled at the moment. He doesn't know where to go.
He's trying to move now. He's trying to flick out that right jab. That's his the best tactics he could employ against Jeff, but it's going to be, as I said, it's going to be difficult to keep Jeff at bay.
Get out.
Referee Alan Moore telling the boys to get out of it.
Farrell again, boy, he's taken some terrific shots from Jeff Fenech, and he's definitely a game boy.
Fenech going after Farrell. He's not showing any respect for Farrell's punching power. Just under 1.5 minutes to go in the third round.
I think Jeff's broken his heart already, because Farrell has hit Jeff with possibly his best shots, and Jeff hasn't even blinked.
Oh, into the body again goes Fenech. Crushing blow downstairs.
Beautiful right to the body from Jeff. Farrell in quite a bit of bother at the end of this third round.
Well, Barry Michael, is Farrell shell-shocked? Oh, he's shell-shocked there. He went at the knees.
He's hurt.
Fenech's going after him. Farrell trying to fight back, but he buckled at the knees. He's holding on to Fenech.
At this stage, Alan, it appears only a matter of time, I think. You know, it's only the third round. It's 10 rounds is a long time. Farrell's really got the job in front of him here.
Farrell trying to stay in this contest. Has no answers at the moment. Fenech cooling the shots. The power of Fenech is taking its toll, even in this third round. The body punching of Fenech with 25 seconds to go in the third round has been damaging. Fenech trying to have him up against the ropes.
The strength of Jeff Fenech is phenomenal. It's the first time I've sat at ringside and watched him fight as a world champion. And I'm very impressed with his strength and his punching power. He's a dynamo. The Brisbane crowd here will no doubt love Jeff.
Dying seconds of round 3. John Farrell holds on as the bell goes to end round 3.
Quite a conclusive hiding being handed out by Jeff Fenech, who's gone after him. He's hitting him everywhere. He's hitting with good punches to the head, round the body there. And you were saying, Barry Michael, just how impressed you are with our IBF World Bantamweight champ.
Well, as I said, Mike, it's the first time I've sat at ringside and watched Jeff since he's been world champion. His power is phenomenal. This British opponent, Farrell, I think he's shell-shocked, all right? He's in a lot of trouble.
In round 4. It's been all Fenech so far in the first 3 rounds. John Farrell still on his feet, trying to work out the IBF World Bantamweight champion. Fenech giving him no room to move. And on the break goes Farrell, and Fenech stands his ground. And the right hand was a good punch. Farrell's over towards Fenech's corner. Punches his way out. But he's only out of trouble momentarily because the left hand of Fenech catches him.
It's like a miniature Jake LaMotta or Rocky Graziano, young Jeff. He rips him in and hooks him in. Oh, very impressed. I am very impressed.
Bit of claret starting to come from Farrell's nose. It's not surprising. But he's never been knocked off his feet, John Farrell. Never been knocked out.
He's a tough game boy, all right. But he's got plenty of class. He's got plenty of ability. You can see that. Against a lesser opponent, he'd no doubt do well. But at the moment, he's getting chopped to pieces in there against Jeff Fenech.
Well, he doesn't know where to go, Farrell. Every time he starts to think of getting a breather, Fenech's at him. He's like a blue cattle dog. Just at you all the time.
Must be very disheartening for Farrell. He just can't keep Jeff at bay. He's on him, as I said, he's on him like the tax collector.
Halfway through round 4. On his bike. Whereas normally you get the southpaw jabbing out his right hand, trying to keep his opponent at bay. Oh, the right's gone into the Farrell's gone down.
There's always
a lot of trouble, this boy.
It's the first time he's been knocked down in his career, and I don't think it's going to be the last somehow in this bout.
Oh, the right hand from Fenech. Farrell's in all sorts of bother now. Farrell was hurt with a body blow over towards the neutral corner. He went down at Fenech. Into the stomach again goes Fenech. John Farrell's wondered what he struck here tonight at Brisbane's Festival Hall. Can Fenech put him away? Farrell's never been knocked out. He's never been knocked down until tonight. The power of Fenech.
The body shots are no doubt going to finish him, I would say, Alan. You can only take, if you're being hurt in the body, it gets easier and easier to be hurt. I think after that knockdown, you'll find that Jeff will no doubt finish this fight within the distance.
15 seconds to go in round 4. Fenech looking as strong as a bull. Farrell looks like he's been hit with a steamroller. Left hand from Fenech on the break, still looking for that big one downstairs. As the bell goes, they're into torrid round 4.
I mean, what could you tell a boy at this stage, Mike? You could just tell him to try and keep away and get on his bike, because he's got no chance of winning, that's for sure.
I'm amazed at Jeff Fenech. I mean, it's hard to believe this is only his 9th professional bout, that he has got everything.
Mate, he's a throwback to the old timers, this guy, because he's just he's so strong. I'm very impressed, Mike. I really feel that he can go on to great things, Jeff Fenech, and unify the world bantamweight title.
Well, we're in the 5th round. Jeff Fenech has taken everything before him in the first 4. He started a little bit slower. Maybe Johnny Lewis has told him just to ease off a bit, take a break, get your wind. You've thrown a lot of punches in the first 4 rounds. It's to go 10 threes. But Fenech trains hard, superb fit athlete, and looks as though he just might be taking things just a fractional more easier in this particular 5th round. The right hand coming out from Farrell, trying to keep Fenech at bay. Fenech trying to get into the body.
Farrell trying to box, trying to move. At the moment, Jeff's only going quarter pace. You know, I think I'd hate to be in Farrell's shoes at the moment. Oh, Jeff just did a blind turn there, a little bit off balance, but nothing to worry about.
In round 5, Fenech quite obviously not going as hard as he did in the first 4.
I think you're probably right, Alan. I think Johnny Lewis has pulled Jeff, off a little bit and told him to get a bit of work and pick his punches a little bit more, and not to be so intent on finishing it early.
Farrell on his bike, bobbing, weaving. Fenech gets him over towards Fenech's own corner. They come back to centre ring, they punch up. Well, I won't say they, I'll say Fenech punches up, because he doesn't want anything to do with this close stuff, and he got Farrell.
At the moment, strictly defence from Farrell. He's moving, he's trying to just keep Jeff off. He's not, I think he realised that he's in against a guy that's far too strong for him and punches far too hard for him. He's just in there to survive at the moment, believe me.
Left into the body from Farrell was only a light blow. Farrell on the back move. Just a light left hand from Fenech over towards the ropes.
Punch up or get out. There you go, John.
Punch up or get out, said Alan Moore. And I don't think Farrell cares too much for that in-punching. He's not strong enough. Fenech's too strong for him in close.
He's in distress every time that Jeff goes underneath and works the body. You can see the look on his face. He doesn't want to bar that.
Farrell on the back move. Fenech's left hooked him 3 times. A call coming from Fenech's corner. Left, right, left, right. I don't know whether Jeff Fenech can hear. 15 seconds to go downstairs. There's the knockdown. 10 seconds to go in the round. Will he get up? He does. The bell's going to save him in this round, John Farrell, and there it is, round 5.
Was decked well and truly decked for the 2nd occasion in his career. The punch that really precipitated that was a huge body punch from Jeff Fenech. That was the finish of it, that right hand, but there was a body punch that you heard from Brisbane right down to the Gold Coast, I think, Barry Michael.
Yes, Mike, I see his trainer give Farrell a little slap across the face, and I think he's reminding him he's in with the world champion. It's a big opportunity for him. He's no doubt letting it slip away, and I don't think there's much he can do about it at this stage, Mike.
He just doesn't have the punching power, and as you say, Jeff Fenech just keeps walking up and walking up, comes after you like Paul Keating.
Round 6. It's been trouble for John Farrell here tonight. He was put down in the 4th round, put down in the 5th round, and I do venture to say that it was the bell that saved him at the end of round 5. He was knocked down with only 10 seconds to go in the round, set up with a body punch, the right hand over the top put him down, and the bell saved him. Fenech bounded out of the corner at the start of the 6th round.
He's the game boy. He's still got a lot of fight left in him. He's very fit, but I think it's only a matter of time before he loses that distinction of never being knocked out in his career. I think it's only a matter of time before he stops.
Farrell doesn't know where to go. Farrell getting away from Fenech. Fenech's going after him, picking him off at will. Can Farrell hold on? Fenech trying to finish him off over towards his own blue corner.
What a powerhouse, Fenech. He's like a human dynamo. He's on Farrell like a dog with a piece of meat, he is.
John Farrell, to his credit, hanging in round 6. He has copped plenty here tonight. No one's doubting his courage, his gameness, or his fitness. But how do you keep away Jeff Fenech? I'll say this is the strongest bantamweight that Farrell has come across in some time, probably in his career.
Right, stop.
Amateur or professional.
There's little doubt about that, Alan. He's lost the distinction of never being knocked off his feet.
Climb off, please.
Now the bootlace has come undone from John Farrell.
Double knot, quick.
A bit of respite for John Farrell there, but not going to help him a great deal, I wouldn't think, at this stage.
Round 6. Farrell fighting back.
Hit Jeff with a good left and right there, but Jeff...
punching up in close. The right hand from Farrell. Going to try and find some range with his right hand lead. Try to keep Fenech away. Oh, the right into the body was another crucial blow. Farrell fighting back off the ropes. Clip with a nice left hand on the break. 25 seconds to go in the round.
Oh, beautiful right hand from Jeff Fenech. Farrell's going to be possibly saved by the bell again here. He's appeared to be in a lot of trouble there. Oh, he's a tough boy, believe me. 10 seconds to go in round 6.
Jeff Fenech after John Farrell. John Farrell, full of tenacity. He has copped plenty, but he's kept going. And he's given this big crowd of Festival Hall plenty to cheer about. He's as game as they come. Fenech trying to put him away. Towards the end of round 6, and that is the end of round 6.
Get him from Mitchell's Bass or the State Sports Centre where the battle will be held. And I must say, Barry Michael, they'll be queuing up, I'd reckon, on Sunday night.
I think they certainly will, Mike. And believe me, I pity poor Satoshi Shingaki. He must be a brave man to take a rematch against this human dynamo, Jeff Fenech.
Well, if anything, he seems to like southpaws.
He does. The southpaw style hasn't perturbed him one bit at all. He just punched holes through Farrell's defence. He's outmanoeuvred him. He's even outboxed him.
Farrell going in after everything at round 7.
Farrell's right.
Oh, the right hand from Fenech was a ripper. He's punching up in close. Farrell came out at the start of the 7th round. He tried to go on with it. He doesn't get any peace. Fenech won't let him have peace.
Yeah, big mouse developing under the right eye, as you said, Barry, of John Farrell. I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised at all, Mike. His face is starting to look like chopped liver, actually. I think you'll see that eye get worse and worse, and possibly could put an end to John Farrell's challenge against Jeff Fenech.
Referee Alan Moore went over at the break to have a talk to John Farrell at the end of the 6th round. He asked him, did he want to continue? There was a wry smile from Farrell. He said, yes, I'll continue on. But I don't know whether Alan Moore will let it continue much further unless Farrell can improve.
He comes from a hard town, all right, but I bet you he's never been in a street fight as tough as this, believe me. Jeff Fenech's hitting him everywhere except the soles of the feet, believe me, at the moment. Farrell's taking every left hand that Fenech's throwing at the moment.
We're in round 7.
Good left hook by Fenech.
John Farrell has lasted out everything so far. He's been down the corner. On the break, you'll see Fenech try and hit him, and he does. And again, 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining in the contest.
I think it won't be too long before you'll see Alan Moore intervene here. This guy's too tough for his own good. He's taking up a hiding to nothing.
In round 7, Farrell refusing to go down.
Okay, stop.
He reminds me of Chris Sanagar, the Englishman that fought Brian Jansen here, who refused to go down. He copped plenty for his corner that night.
Some of these Englishmen, mate, they show incredible courage. This guy's no exception. I mean, he's copped a beating and a half.
Still on the back move, Farrell. He won't willingly concede, but will Fenech make him concede? That was a good punch.
Badly hurt, Farrell. Badly hurt from a body shot and then a right hand.
I don't think Alan Moore's going to let this continue for too much longer.
He surely can't take much more of that body punishment from Jeff Fenech.
22 seconds to go in round 7. Right hand from Farrell, very light.
Jeff didn't even blink. Not a word. I don't think there's been any stage during the fight where Farrell's even bothered Jeff one little bit.
Come on, John.
Less than 8 seconds to go in round 7. Farrell in his own corner. Being pounded by Fenech. Centre ring, end of round 7.
Been chopped to pieces here tonight by Jeff Fenech. We've had 3 world bantamweight champs, Barry Michael, Jimmy Carruthers, Lionel Rose and Jeff Fenech. I don't think the other two would have punched any harder than Jeffrey tonight.
Well, mate, they definitely weren't as strong because he's awesome, Jeff Fenech, with his physical strength. His physical strength is awesome. He can go in there against any of those top world-rated American bantamweights. Beautiful left jab at the start of the 8th round from Jeff Fenech.
And another one. We're in round 8.
Alan Moore went to the corner between rounds again to speak to John Farrell, and John Farrell still with that cheeky grin and said, yeah, I'm okay, no problem. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather him than me at the moment. I'm glad I'm sitting outside watching.
Well, Farrell threw 2 or 3 punches, but Fenech's defence was to the fore. Left hand from Fenech got through the guard. Farrell's face certainly showing worse for wear, but he's still prepared to have a go when he can. Fenech usually fighting to a pattern. He's usually taking the first 30 seconds of each round pretty cosily, and then he steps up the pace. And when he steps up the pace, I'm afraid John Farrell just can't handle it. Right hand from Farrell got through. You'll see Fenech quicken the tempo shortly.
It's actually a great learning fight for Jeff Fenech, this, because he, like most of his fights finish early. We're now in the 8th round, and Farrell's still in there fighting his heart out, but unfortunately taking a beating off our little dynamo of a champion, Jeff Fenech. Beautiful left hook there by Jeff Fenech.
Left hand taken by John Farrell. Over towards Farrell's corner. Trying to get on the back move, Farrell, trying to stay out of harm's way. Staying away from those piston-like fists of Jeff Fenech.
Farrell's face really showing the effects of the beating he's taken in the previous 7 rounds.
Fenech trying to go downstairs. Well, what do you do if you're John Farrell? Barry, what's left?
Well, honestly, Alan, look at that. Some good punches by John Farrell. You've got to give this man credit. But if you're in his corner, you'd have to tell him to
let him go.
To try and keep away. But as I said, it's an impossibility. Once Jeff decides to get wound up, there's nothing you can do to stop him.
Now you can see Fenech starting to increase the tempo in round 8. Farrell doesn't appear to have too many answers. Trying to get off the ropes. Fenech pushing him around. Has him over towards his own corner, does Jeff Fenech.
Alan Moore taking a very close look at John Farrell there. I think it's a big possibility this fight will be stopped shortly.
His face is just a mask of pain at the moment, John Farrell. You can see the eyes, the blows that are being ripped into his body. He's a most courageous fighter, but I don't know what it's proving, letting him cop more.
Well, that's it, Mike. I mean, when it gets to this stage, it's merely one-way traffic, and I think it's Alan Moore could quite safely step in and stop this fight at this stage without any criticism at all.
The final seconds in round 8. Fenech still trying to put away John Farrell's hit him with a beauty. But there's the end of round 8.
At Fight City in Brisbane Festival Hall, coming to you live, and no one's more lively than Jeff Fenech tonight. Alan Moore, the referee, I suppose, we're just saying there during the break, Barry Michael, what's he do? Does he stop the fight, or does he let this kid, this proud young Englishman, go the distance? Because that's obviously what he wants to do. He wants to go back to England and say, I stood up to that world champ, I went the 10 with him.
Well, he's in a very difficult position, Mike, because, I mean, if he stops the fight, the British camp are no doubt going to criticise his actions. But, I mean, really, I mean, it's a very difficult position for the referee to be in.
In round 9.
Jeff Fenech must be wondering what it takes to... Oh, the right hand was a ripper. 2, 3, 4. That's it.
5, 6, 7.
Farrell gets to his feet, but the right hand...
Now's the time to stop it. That's it.
And there he is, the first man over to Johnny Farrell was in fact Jeff Fenech's marvellous trainer, Johnny Lewis, just to make sure the boy was all right, because he didn't know where he was as Fenech sat him down for the third and final time. And I think it was merciful, because if that had gone another couple of rounds, I don't know what would have happened to that fella, Barry Michael. He was too tough for his own good.
He certainly was, Mike. I'm glad it finished on such a conclusive knockout, because I bet you Jeff was starting to think, what the hell does it take to stop this man? I mean, he's incredible performance by Jeff Fenech, and also a very gutsy, determined display by John Farrell. I mean, he's no slouch, that's for sure.
Well, this huge crowd at Festival Hall, Fight City in Brisbane, rising to their feet to applaud Jeff Fenech. He really is their sort of fighter. They love this style of fighter. Walks up, he's a real tiger, isn't he?
Oh, mate, that last right hand was a perler. Perfect. Delivered right to the point of the chin. He's a crowd pleaser and a half. The Brisbane crowd are standing as one. It's a standing ovation for Jeff Fenech.
And here he is, the ring announcer, Ray Connolly. And
ladies and gentlemen, in 40 seconds of the 9th round, the winner, maintaining his unbeaten professional record, International Boxing Federation bantamweight champion of the world, Jeff Fenech. Ladies and gentlemen, whilst paying tribute to the skills of Jeff Fenech, let us commend that magnificent display of courage by John Farrell.
And in the ring with that courageous loser, we have Alan Thomas. Oh, he's with the winner, I'm sorry. I looked at the loser on the monitor, but the winner's the man he's with. Alan Thomas with Jeff Fenech.
Well, Jeff Fenech, tonight you're absolutely devastating. You just came out and just went after this bloke. Is this now the confidence that you have, that you're the world champion now? You want to prove to everybody that you are by far the best?
Yes, Alan. I try not to do too much talking. I try to let my fists do the talking. And I think I showed tonight. I've been getting a little bit of a bagging from various people. But when the time comes, I'll really let my fists do the talking. But I've had a great year in terms of boxing. But as I always say, my friends always come before boxing, before anything I ever do. And you know, this year I've lost quite a few of my close friends. But just recently again, I lost one of the dearest people I've ever met, and that was George Love. And I wanted to just make sure, I'm sure he's here with me tonight in spirit, and I love the bloke so much. I wanted to put in an extra great effort for my manager's brother, and I dearly, dearly love the bloke. I wish he was here tonight with me. Thanks very much.
Right. Jeff, I've just got to ask the question. The courage of that man, John Farrell.
Yes, Alan. John came over here, and by all reports, John was going to be a very, very tough fight. And I take all fights the same, but people might think because I'm world champion now, I take fights easy. But I've for this fight, especially as soon as I knew John was an Englishman and they're all great fighters. I went and met another friend of mine by the name of Robert Ginman, and he put me through a torturous sprint training and long distance running at Centennial Park in Sydney, and he's just helped me to get to the fittest I've ever been, and I wouldn't be doing all that training if I didn't think John Farrell was going to be one hell of a fight, and he just proved to all you Brisbane people that he's one hell of a fighter. Thanks very much, John.
John, I think everyone here at Festival Hall tonight was absolutely astounded by your courage. Have you ever fought anyone who punched as hard as Jeff Fenech?
Well, actually, no. Jeff's a very, very good fighter. He's all the strength in the world. I fought Europeans, and now I'm rated number 3 in Europe, and he is the strongest fighter I've ever fought.
Okay, well, you've put up a great performance here tonight, John Farrell. You've done you and your country proud. Thank you very much. Back to you, Mike.